The first responders tree is new this year in the foyer of the Barnstable Police Department. Give us how this idea originated for a first responder tree here at Barnstable Police Department.
So the original tree was at the Canton Ice House, which is a skating rink in Canton. And I grew up with a kid, John Jorgensen, who works out in Roseville, Minnesota. He works for their police department. And his sister lives in Canton, and she thought it was a great idea to represent first responders and do something for them so the public would be aware of what we do. So she put the tree up last year, and she put the bulbs and stuff like that on the tree, or the ornaments, sorry. And so this year I heard about it, and I thought it was a great idea. We thought it was a great idea, and one of the spouses had seen it, and then it was presented to the chief, and then we thought it was a good idea.
So these ornaments, you said the idea originated in Canton, and you were friends with the sister's brother. What's the significance of her starting this? Was there some event that triggered it?
Yes, back in 2012, he was a canine officer for Roseville, Minnesota, and he was working, and his dog was stabbed, and the dog succumbed to the injuries from the stabbing and stuff like that. And he was actually shot while searching a house at a different time, not the same time, in the hand. So that's connecting us, Roseville, Minnesota, Canton, and Barnstable PD all together, the two of us. So.
And having been a friend of this other officer, did you do another event with him as well that kind of like solidified that friendship through Brothers in Blue? This year, he rode the Unity Tour, which is a bike ride from New Jersey to Washington, D.C., and he also could ride in honor of the officer, and he rode for Sean Dan. So when we talk about the ornaments on the tree, you said this year is the first. One of the spouses saw this tree and brought it back. Those ornaments, what do they signify?
Well, the ornaments you're right, they do have some significance. There are 3 different colors that we have on the tree out there. We have blue glass ornaments, and on each of those blue ornaments is written a police department in Massachusetts and the names of the officers or the number of officers that they've lost over the years. There are also red ornaments on there. The red ornaments signify Cape Fire Departments, and so they have the name of each Cape Fire Department on there, and then the names of the firefighters that they've lost in the line of duty. And then we have green bulbs that are on there as well, and the green bulbs, I say bulbs, but ornaments. The green ornaments represent service members that were killed in action, service members from the Cape and Islands that were killed in action while in the military. So that's what the significance of those are. We have, the fire first responder flag on there and the police first responder flag, the red line and blue line flags.
And under the tree, there's boots and some other things there. What does that signify?
Well, it signifies that those actual boots did belong at some point to a first responder, an active working first responder. There's a pair of those boots that are under there, the dress uniform boots that belong to Sergeant Jason Sturgis, who died over this past summer. But the significance of that is, when you come home, you take your boots off and you put them by the door or whatever, but here these people, might not be coming back again, so they're under the tree as a sign of hope and final rest for them.
Why is it important for the community and as well as the department to remember these fallen officers, first responders, obviously at this time of year, but throughout the year? Why is that important to folks like yourself?
I think it's important here, having that tree here in the building signifies, at least to me, that there are people here that do care about you and what you do each day. Because it's easy being out there in the police world. You get in your car, you go out, you go to the call, then you get back in your car, you go to the next call, then you get back in the car and go to the next call. And it's just one call after another until the shift is over that day. And the things you deal with people, the snippets of their lives that you see, sometimes you wonder, what happened to that person after I dealt with them? How did this ultimately turn out? But you're on to the next call. So And you also get to wonder, you know, did what I do today have an impact, make a difference? And I think that having that tree here signifies to everyone here, yeah, people do recognize that what you do each day makes a difference, that, you know, the sacrifices that the people who came before you or worked with you have made a difference. And some of the big difference we see is, you know, especially when we saw it after, you know, Sean was murdered and after Jason passed away, just the outpouring of the community support. You were wondering if you made any difference, and yeah, the community stepped forward and let you know, yeah, you make a difference. We care about what you do, and we love you. We appreciate what you're doing for us on a daily basis. And although those were horrible events to deal with, the community certainly made it a lot better by being there and stepping forward and supporting us when we needed it.
How did the community support this tree in Barnstable Police Department?
Well, after it was put up, we put it on Facebook, and I've gotten a lot of comments from other people saying, oh, I saw the pictures on the Facebook. I think it's really good. Mm-hmm. They're appreciative that we are doing something. Mm-hmm. Individuals will come into the station to take a look at it and, you know, and watch it and, you know, take it all in, and, you know, they're doing well with it, and they like it. It shows that we're human. Shows that we do care and that we're not robots, and we're not going, you know, as like the chief said, we just don't go to the next call, that we want to be part of this community.
Did businesses partake of this?
Absolutely. And I was going to say, add to what Dennis was saying, that they've supported us by the tree itself was provided to us, you know, by Mahoney's Garden Center out there, Osterville, West Barnstable Road, Route 28. They provided the tree for us, you know, last year when this, at the end of the season, when this idea first came up, they provided the tree. The bulbs or the ornaments have been provided by, you know, staff that work here, spouses of the people that work here, people in the community. They've purchased them, they've given them to us so we could put them up there. So just in the assembly of the tree itself and bringing all this stuff together, there has been community support behind that as well.
As you know, we come into the holiday season, you know, there are families that are missing loved ones. What advice do you have for those friends and for folks that want to support first responders? What can they do over this holiday season, and maybe perhaps year-round, to let the department know and the fire departments and the military personnel know that they're thinking of them?
Well, it's like Dennis said, you know, we're not robots. We're just like anybody else. A nice Christmas card goes a long way. Here and thanks, you know, helps.
The word thank you, you know, when someone says that to you, a lot of us, you know, I've never gotten accustomed to it. I appreciate it every single time, and I take it to heart, and it gives us that moment in that moment right there that, hey, listen, I am doing a good job. I am making an impact today. You know, people do care. So the word thank you is tremendous.
It does. It always feels, everybody likes to be appreciated, and it does go a long way, because it is easy to lose sight when you're doing police work, fire, you know, working in the fire service, anything that deals with public service, even community services. Sometimes it's tough because you're not actually dealing with people, you know, they're calling the police for a reason. They're calling the fire department for a reason, and usually it's because they're in trouble, they need help, they need assistance, and they're not in their best space. So, yeah, I mean, it's always nice to hear from someone, even when they come back and say, we've had people come back and say, you know, you arrested me for drunk driving a couple of years ago, but because of that arrest, I was able to get my life back in order, and I was able to make positive changes. Or, you know, kids you've dealt with at shoplifting, you know, got them on the right track, or they get involved in, you know, Police Explorers or some other program and help divert them into the right path. The school resource officers dealing with kids every day in school and trying to put them on the right track. But it helps when people come back and say, hey, you know what you did for me made a difference. And it's awesome when that happens.
That's fantastic. Do you have a Christmas wish?
To keep his beard for the...
One more month. You know, just health, happiness and health. I mean, that's the one thing I can wish for.
How about you, Chief?
Yeah, put me on the spot, just to be healthy and happy. You know, it's all I want. It's all anybody wants, I think, in the end. You know.
Excellent. Anything else you wanted to add I didn't ask?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.